Hi, while filming this European cooking series, I've been taking this wonderful advantage to visit the States Museum, and of course, this I would say the very first place that one should come in order for one to understand a little bit about Penang, the culture, the food, and all that. And today we have a wonderful director and curator, and welcome to the show. Okay. And I came with Haryani. Is it your name? Haryani Muhammad. So can you tell me a bit, like, how did all this started, Penang? The name, how it all came about?
The name of Pulau Pinang, it comes from the words of Pokok Pinang. Okay, back in those days before the Francis Light came to Penang, Penang is part of Kedah. In 1700, he represent our Francis Light, represent East India Company. He went to see the late of Sultan Kedah. He's looking for a new space, place that he want to do a traders, a new port after the Malacca. So, and then he found out that Penang is the right and suitable island to bring it up into national trading port. And he asked what is the name of the island, because there's a lot of Penang tree, and the local people of Kedah and partly of Penang, which is now in the Batu and Seberang Perai, they call it Penaga because of the Penaga tree as well. So that's how Penang got the name of Pulau Pinang. He couldn't spell it Pulau Pinang, so it's Pulau Penang.
And here we have a wonderful view of Penang back then.
Yes.
And I understand we have so many people coming from all around the world, even at that period of time. Over the years, all this immigration. You can see all these pictures back then, how the port all started. Wow, back then all the trishaw and all that. And these are all the pendatang-pendatang, the immigrant lah. You have the Europeans, you have the Eurasians. They even have the Armenian and the Jews, which has a significant business impact in this part of the island. Today, Armenian.
The European, they played a big role in the settlement of Penang, meaning that when the British, represented by Sir Francis Light in 1786, when they settled in Penang, they set up a community in the Georgetown area, and then the European definitely came along together with him, and they brought all the spices, the culture, the colonial, education, and so on, and they set up, because that's why we have Penang, a lot of beautiful buildings, the colonial building, which we got the UNESCO listing for World Heritage on the 7th of July in 2007.
Wow, isn't that a fabulous tour in the museum? And this is so fantastic. Now I begin to understand how Penang evolved, which has so much history from all around the world as we see today. It makes the island so fabulous. And of course, today we're going to prepare this dish, and today we are going down to Italy. We're Italian, and last week we've done Spanish and all that, so today we're going to start preparing this beautiful pasta, and this is simply called linguine pescatore. Now, to begin with, the name of this recipe is linguine pescatore. Sometimes it is also known as linguine frulimari. Now, in Italian, frulimari means harvest of the sea. Pescatore comes from the word pesce or pesce, which simply means fish. Now, this is the linguine, as you see, slightly a bit thicker than what you normally see in a pasta. When it's slightly thicker, it's called fettuccine. As you know, pasta, there's so many versions of pasta, and they are mainly made of eggs, semolina, flour, as well as a bit of water, and everything is done here homemade pasta or noodle, we call it. And this is one of my favorite recipe. Now, every time I entertain, I realize that this works really well, and often the guests just love it. It's so simple to do, and all you need is just a couple of these wonderful fresh seafood, and get your pasta boiled together, and everything can be finished between the starting of making the pasta to the way it finished within just 10 minutes. So another very important rule that one must understand is when you cook your pasta, always remember it's very important to have plenty of water. Now, first we need to do here is to just warm up my olive oil. Now, for this dish, because it's so delicious, I need a very good extra virgin olive oil. You can see that from the dark color. This is the cold press. We call the first press or the cold press. And then, of course, after the second one, you have the lighter olive oil, which is less perfume and it's lighter green. As you notice, all of this have been washed and cleaned properly. And always remember, when you want to make a seafood pasta, it's very, very important that all these ingredients must be absolutely fresh. So all you need here is plenty of garlic. As you can see that the Italians love their garlic. So you saute your garlic, and chop up all these chilies, yeah. And I remember there's so many versions of preparing this dish. Now this belongs to one of my favorite friend in Italy by the name of Gino Valenti. So having sauteed that really quickly, as you can see there, yeah, immediately you can start adding in your seafood. But the first thing we need to do here, we're gonna add in the fish, yeah. So the fish goes in, and the prawn, yeah, goes in next. Look at that, calamari. And because the scallop cooks, sometime, really quickly, yeah, so you don't want to put everything inside. So the scallop goes a bit later, so we throw in just the fish. Now in a typical pasta dish, especially with the red sauce, we call it pomodoro. You can see that, all goes inside, yeah. As soon as the tomato goes inside, next thing you want to do here is we're gonna add in all these wonderful fresh herbs, yeah. And all this, remember, the best, yeah, parsley is to use that Italian flat parsley. So all the parsley goes. Then, and once you cook 2 or 3 minutes, yeah, all the seafood. Next thing, what I have here, simmering slowly here, is my fish stock, yeah. So fish stock goes inside, yeah. So bring that to simmer. Immediately, we're gonna add in the rest of the ingredient. We have the scallop, as well as the mussel. Yeah, some of you may never seen. This is called the green lip mussel. These are imported from New Zealand. The mussel goes inside. Bring everything to a simmer, and once that's been simmered, yeah, let's not forget, we're gonna season. It's very important that you season your pasta well. So in this case, we use some salt. And bearing in mind, seafood or fudimari, as we say in Italy here, can be a bit salty. So you want to use, not too much salt. Just a bit of black pepper. Sprinkle around, and don't forget we just had chili inside there. And leave that to a simmer for just 1 or 2 minutes. Then in a short while, we're gonna add in our pasta. Now while we're waiting for the seafood pasta to simmer there, I'd like to share with you all this wonderful vehicle behind me here. Now this is a truck which apparently in the 1950s is used, to transport tin by all kinds of I guess a tin mining company. As you can see, pretty beat up here. And this wonderful old Rolls Royce, there's a story behind here. Apparently once upon a time, it belongs to Sir Henry Gurney, and apparently he was shot dead. And then later, the wife of course escaped, and as assistant, and then it was bought by our wonderful governor, who used it as an official car, for the governor. And then later in the 1950s, 1951, he bought this, and this turned out to be the next official car. And this is the story behind all this wonderful vehicle. Now let's get back to our cooking. So now that everything is cooked nicely here, so as you can see, the next thing we want to do here is to add in the linguine. So always remember, this is such a easy dish to do. All you need to do is all that wonderful fresh seafood, and always remember, do not overcook your pasta. It's always very important to cook your pasta al dente, means just the right consistency. You don't want it to be too soft, a little bit chewy. Now that I've added everything here, so I want to taste. So always remember, you want that balance in between sweet, not too sour. Next thing you want to do here is, in fact, to be honest with you, I have here a bit too much sauce here, so we could add more linguine if you want to. So all the pasta goes inside here, because I love plenty of pasta. And then the pasta must have all this wonderful sauce. Look at that. And in fact, you can serve this just almost immediately. And at this point of time, we can bring in the pasta, into the platter. Look at that. So yummy, isn't it? And I know it's a bit messy there. Don't forget, we are going to clean that.